Hello and welcome back to Gal Pal Nails, our channel. This is Jen speaking. I'm going to do a good mani instead of a disaster mani. So I'm going to use Quick Dip Dusty Rose and Revel's Bubbly on top. And I do have a little bit of clear dip here too. The middle nail, I did a separate video on. That is a coffee filter tip. So I will link that video if you guys want to watch how to do a coffee filter tip. I am going to give it one dip in the clear for a little bit of added strength and to give a little bit more of an apex on this one. It is a little bit flat, I noticed, when I do my coffee filter tip, because I do have a significant curve to most of my nails. So I did a dip in clear for that, and I'm not sure if I do, I'm pretty sure I do another one. So I just do one fine line right down the middle, and that is what provides for a nice apex with dip powder. So you'll see when I turn my nail to the side there a little bit, I do have a little bit of an apex. Keep in mind that the more layers you use, the thicker it will be. So I definitely have a little bit of extra thickness on that nail, but that's okay. You know, some people like thin, some people like thick. I don't mind either way. So I'm going to go ahead and dip in here with my Dusty Rose. It is an ASP brand, which is carried at Sally's, and I really do like this one. I am a huge fan of Revel and Sparkle & Co. as well. This is one of the first ones that I bought, and it goes on really, really smooth. This one's a bit sheer. You will see that my nails are a bit long. And this one is probably, half empty. I've used it a bunch. So I won't really be able to dip most of my nails in there. I'm going to have to use the pour over method, which I use, pretty frequently. I've used it in a previous video. So I will continue with my dip application as usual. I will go right up to the cuticle. I used to kind of teeter back and forth between doing a half a dip or 3/4 dip or one that went right up to my nail. I think it really depends on the liquids that you use. I will say Dipalicious is really, really thin, so even if you do, I think I do 3 coats of this in Bubbly, even when I did a total of 4 coats, my nails were still relatively thin. So Kira Sky, I noticed their base is thicker, and I would have to do a 3/4 dip or 2/3 dip of my nail to start, because it would just be too thick by the cuticle, which is definitely not what you want. If you do have a lot of thickness by your cuticle as it grows out, you're going to have a huge ledge. And you're more prone to lifting as well if you don't get really smooth cuticle area. So in this video, you'll notice I do have a different mat, and it is just like one from like Dollar General, Dollar Store. It is just a placemat. So what I did find is the dip powder goes everywhere. This mat doesn't really hold any of it in place, so it's just all over my table. It's all over everything. If you guys have found a good mat to dip on besides like a towel or a cloth or anything like that, let me know down in the comments where you got it. I would love to know. I'm definitely in the market for like maybe a silicone one or rubber or something like that it'll stick to, but I can still rinse off. That's really what I'm looking for. So I will let you watch my 3 layers of Dusty Rose, and I will come back in here in just a minute. Okay, so I am done with all my regular dipping process with Dusty Rose, and I'm going to come in here with a layer of Bubbly. This is a really pretty sparkly pink. It goes well over most colors without changing the actual color underneath, which is really nice. When I first dip in it, it's gonna look like it has a really heavy coat of bubbly, but once you brush off the excess with a firm bristle brush, you will see that it is just a really, really fine layer of shimmer on there, which is what I'm really going for here. So I will let you watch me put on my bubbly. Okay, so I'm going to come in here and wipe off the excess. It's really important to wipe off any excess with each dip layer. Before I was using just a little brush. With bubbly, I really want to make sure that I am having a really fine layer of sparkle. So I am using a rougher brush on here. So after I do this, I'm not going to use a clear on bubbly. With a lot of glitters, you have to have a clear. But for this one, I don't file a whole lot, so I don't feel like you really need a lot of that. So we are going to, I did the other hand off camera, so I'm going to go ahead and I readjusted my camera and I am going to just, continue, and I'm going to go in with my activator. Like I said, I did not do a layer of clear. I just did the activator right over bubbly. And I don't know about you guys, but it is just so satisfying when you get to watch that activator just get absorbed into all the powder and like watch it harden. It's the little things in life, and it's just, the activator soaking in is just so nice to watch. So I always like to slow that bit down, and I love to watch it when I do my own nails. So a little close up for you guys there. So I put activator on all my nails. Like I've said before, that's what hardens all your dip powder and your base and everything. So I will go ahead and I will grab all my bits and my Mori Pilot drill that I got on Amazon. I always use a fine sanding bit. I know everyone has their preferences, but that is mine. So usually I do my drill first. I am going to do my hand file first. I figured I would just switch it up, try it out. So I will go ahead and I will do my shaping. Like I said, my favorite is almond, so I always go back to that. I've had square. It didn't really look that great on me. I have a theory. I don't know if it holds true. Let me know if you think it holds true. So I feel like the shape of your nails is kind of determined by the shape of your cuticles. So what looks best on me might not look best on you. If you have, here's my theory, if you have more square cuticles, you will look better with a rounded shape or an almond shape or a really stiletto nail. If you have really, really rounded cuticles, it'll look good with like coffin or square or tapered square or anything like that. That is my theory. The reason I say that is because I've had both, and square just does not look good on me. I don't know, they like my nails kind of flare out, almost like that duckbill type of look, and it's just not a good look for me. Um, Stephanie has very rounded cuticles, and she looks good with coffin and square. So go figure. Holds true for us. I don't know if it is for everybody else. Let me know if you think it does. So I'm just going in with my filing here. Let me know how you think that coffee filter tip looks. Yes, it is a little bit thicker. I do drill down on some of it, you will see here. So here is my fine sanding bit. I do all of my nail drilling with this bit for the most part. For most of my manis, this is what I use. You will remember in my mani disaster video that I made a fatal mistake and I switched to a rougher one and I nicked my cuticle and it wasn't good. So I have learned just to do the fine sanding band. Works best for me. I will let you watch me do some of my filing. So I just wanted to pop back in here real quick and explain what I'm doing on this nail. So it's helpful to turn your fingers towards you to kind of look down your nail and check the fatness or the thickness on the left and the right side. Sometimes if you notice that your nail is just looking not smooth or not as thin as you want, often it is either of those sides. So it's not necessarily the shape of your nail, it is the thickness of your nail. You kind of want it, to look like that C curve, to have that nice narrow point at the end of your nails. So turning it more this way is going to help you achieve that and help you file down on the sides of your nail as well. Okay, so now that my filing is done, I'm going to go ahead and apply my Macart non-wipe gel top coat. So this is the same procedure I did on the last mani. I do not apply a second coat of activator because I use gel. So I will do that, and now is when you see the bubbly really come alive and you really see all the sparkles that you will lose when you do all your buffing, but not to worry, they will come back. So I'm just going to apply my gel top coat here and let you watch for a second. And I always do my thumbnail last when I am applying my gel top coat. I find that gel, it does level a little bit, self levels, so when you start turning your thumb too much, it's such a big finger, when you start turning it too much, you can get some pooling on one side or the other. So that's why I always start with my pinky and I move towards my thumb. And again, remember, the nice thing about gel is you can take as long as you want when you're putting it on. It'll never dry, it'll never harden without your lamp, so don't rush. Then I will go in with my cuticle oil and give myself a little bit of moisture back to my nails and make my mani nice and shiny. It is such a nice smelling cuticle oil. It's mango scented cuticle oil. And that is my nail lamp. You finally see a little shot of it. The Sun UV, I think it's a 24 watt nail lamp. I will do my other hand. I didn't do it earlier off camera. So we'll do that here. And then this is the last step in my mani. It's my final look, nice and shiny, beautiful pink sparkly, my favorite. Give us a like, subscribe if you guys like this video, and we will see you next time. Bye.